Elijah or Kathy, can you hear me? No, you're.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yes.
Oh, okay, great. You guys which one of you guys would like to share where you are so far?
I have all the stuff that I've done pulled up, as well as the pretty much everything I worked on is pulled up.
Just what you worked on, or the whole team? Kathy, you have some other stuff to add? We can do it. We can have both of you do it. It just doesn't matter to me, but.
Whatever Elijah feels like doing.
Okay, Elijah, you get to go first.
Okay, well, I'm looking at our discussion. I also pulled up her business cards, so that's what because what we have so far, I did the bus last night. We have the brand guide fully done. We have the logo and the business cards, and I believe the rest was what Macy was doing, and she hasn't been getting back to us on our messages lately.
Okay. Well, show me what you got. The bus I saw looked really good. I didn't look at it a really long time, but in general, when I flipped it up a few minutes ago, it looked good.
Yeah, I was pretty happy with how that turned out. I used a template, but it didn't look as good as I wanted to, so I edited the template to make it look better.
Well, sure. Great. That's the way to do it.
Okay, so I have them open in Chrome, so I guess I can share my Chrome.
Okay.
Let's see. So there's the bus. Is that visible?
It is.
Okay, well. So
yeah, what's the wording at the bottom? Oh, it's just a little bit. There's the phone number, the website. Okay, great.
It says practicing law since 1963. We can help you when nobody else can. Give us a call at this made-up phone number. We're here to help you.
Great. And so what did you change from the template?
The way they layered it made everything look extremely flat. Like all the like the little bits here, the metal bits were all just covered by this. So I was like, I had to fill in spaces on the template so that it didn't look like crap.
Right. Yeah. Okay.
The logo. So the way I did the logo, put the thing on here was I had like a giant square or a rectangle that had the line with the olive branches and the logo and the text, and I had to like recenter it 4 or 5 times to get it to fit right on here. Because when I first did it, the logo was like half clipping into the windows, and I was like, oh, that's not right. But I think that ended up turning out pretty good. It took a while, but I got it.
I think it looks good. Great. Yes, you always do have to do a little work to get that, to do that type of thing. Yes.
So on the brand guide, I updated the logo on the first page.
Hit the thing where it just shows one page at a time.
Oh, is it not show?
It's showing, but it's showing just the middle of the page. Hit the thing. See that thing at the very top that says whole page, where there's a plus and a minus, and there's that little symbol on top of the plus and the minus.
Let me pull back up Teams.
No, it's fine in Acrobat, but you see where you keep activating the plus and the minus.
The plus sign.
I'll stop sharing and then I'll reshare just so that
Okay.
Let's see.
It's hard to get to do right.
It should be sharing Chrome again. Is it showing the brand guide now?
It is, but it's showing just the middle of the page. Hit the full page thing. It's over there on top of the plus and the minus where your arrow is.
Yeah.
See that little full page thing? That? Yeah.
There
Perfect.
We go.
Great.
Okay. So this is the first page. So I updated the logo.
Great.
I changed the page number size so it's a bit smaller now. Added some
extra. Smaller. That's still way too big.
Okay. Well, I added some stuff to the thing. So I added for the titles. This font is only to be used for words of importance. Sparing use of it will emphasize. And then this body copy was for the smaller stuff, so that it was a font that looked different from Times New Helvetica, but still looks professional. Just add a little bit of description. Change the logo here. The color palette was not really needed to be changed. There's the bus design. I left some space here for anyone to add extra stuff, and then there's her business card was on the font. She added that on the final page. So like I did my part of the imagery. And then
Yeah.
Put your business card there.
And I also added, well, on the table of contents, I also added the numbers because I thought it would be more. I thought it was also important to add like the
Yeah,
numbers.
stay on the business card.
Okay.
Just because I haven't seen this yet. Go ahead, Kathy.
Well, all I did was just add the business cards, just did what I did. I just kind of like shortened it because I thought like, can you go up to your bus, Elijah?
Yeah.
I don't know if you can see the words, but it did repeat like we can help you twice. So I just shortened it to we can help you when no one else can. Call us at this number. I just shortened it because I thought it would be kind of a lot easier to remember.
Yeah, I just put the extra line there because it was a bus and I didn't want it to look uneven.
Sure. So I think the front of the card looks good. So that's just on the business card. The back, I think that the having the sentence is good, but it's too big. So
yeah, you probably should I just make the numbers bigger then?
No, I think the number's fine. For one, you need some punctuation and when no one else can, and either it needs to be smaller or all on one line. Because people will be able to read that. It's still pretty big. And then I wish that you would do something with you have the olive leaf at the bottom, but I think since you have that nice big shape on the front in the circle, it'd be great to use a big olive leaf shape maybe in the back as a counter, just to pull it together somehow.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, less size on that sentence.
Less
Put an
size.
exclamation
You want me to
point
do
or
something with
like
the
that.
olive?
Yeah.
Like olives. What do you want me to do exactly? Do you want me to like have it like a very circle shape like it is in the front?
Well, except now have it be I don't think repeating the circle, you could do that. That's another choice. Repeat the circle in the back very lightly, low opacity, is one thought also. Or just use a big olive leaf shape.
Okay.
Something to pull those two together, the front and the back.
Okay, you're right.
And then put, for imagery, so that's the business card. Put, what is it called? Business package, stationery package. So are you guys going to do the letterhead and the envelope?
Okay, so
That's all together. Those are all.
We're waiting on Macy on that because that's her. I think I forgot what Macy's part because I did the business card. He did the bus, and I forgot what like position we let Macy get. But
I'm pretty sure she was going to do the.
She was going to do the marketing stuff, right? On a. You know what? I'm just running out of my whole. What were the other choices? So you did the car wrap, brochure, or catalog. So Kathy, you should continue on. You should do the stationery. If you're doing the business card, you should do the stationery and the envelope. And then she should do the catalog or the brochure.
I remember she said she wanted to do the brochure. I remember she said that now.
So you should do all three. And when you do the paper, when you do the stationery, you have to do the whole piece 1/2 by 11 and do the whole envelope.
Catalog and what did you mention else?
So the catalog is going to be Macy's.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So you're going to finish the stationery set, which is the business card, the letterhead, and the envelope.
Okay.
Yeah. Put those all together. So then, so now that you're adding stuff to so you have your card here, which has some good things going on. Like I like the logo on the front and the colors, and I like the little olive branch on the back. But then you got to do something else with that phone number and the sentence, and then somehow tie it together.
I definitely think the number should be fixed, and you're right about like the words are a bit too large. Yeah. Maybe I'll definitely shorten it or something.
Yeah. I have to say one of the things, and it is very hard not to do this, and people do it. I see it on business cards, but something to think about. As you're designing, you don't have to say, give us a call at. If you have the phone number, people know to call you.
Yeah.
I know you're trying to be sort of casual, say, give us a call. If you're going to do that, you could also get rid of the word at, give us a call, and then the phone number. Because you can shorten, you don't have to use full sentences on the business card. And then a lot of times people, on the business card, you could put the names of the owners on there, for the lawyers on there, if you have them, or the address. I mean, you could, yeah, you don't have to, I guess I'm saying you don't have to use complete sentences on.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Okay, so you guys, it looks like you got some minor change. You've got to finish the stationery. Okay. Oh yeah, Kathy, do you have some other things to show that aren't on here?
Nope.
No,
All I
okay.
have is
Okay.
already on there. I only did a little
So
changes to the brand guide, which just add the numbering on the table of content and the
we can make
adding
that
of the business
smaller.
cards. That's it.
So go back up, Elijah. Let's look at just page up. So that the bus is good. You're going to do some text for the bus. You could easily add the text that you have on the bus and say bus text. You know.
Oh, okay.
And you could, if Kathy says there's a repeat, you could eliminate that or help us twice. If not, who knows? And sometimes saying it twice is fine. Okay, there's the logo. Great. Great type. Yeah. Okay. Okay, so you guys have the brain guide done. You have the logo. You still got to do the stationery. And then you have to do your presentation.
Mm-hmm.
So it sounds like you are talking to Macy. Do you think I'm extending the deadline? Do you think between now and this coming Sunday, you guys could get on a team and present that to your client?
Yeah, I think we're capable of doing that. We'll just have to send like another texter saying about that, but I think it's possible.
Sure. Okay, great. I think I'm going to ask, and I'm going to send out an email today with all this on there, but I'm going to ask everyone to post. Obviously, there is an assignment to post your final team presentation, and that's called final assignment, I think. And then the deadline, you can post this InDesign file, make it a PDF and post it. It shows your deliverables and all those stuff. But then I also want you to share your team presentation on your discussion thread.
So that would be like a so like we get in a team meeting and we do the recording and just talk through it and then post that.
Yep.
Okay.
And post it twice. So I'm going to ask you to post it in your final submission and then post it on the discussion thread. And then part of the final submission is also you guys each write a post-mortem that describes how the group worked. And I think I have a list of questions for that on there as already on, I think under deadline, either under final submission or deadline 4, somewhere in the content. I have sort of the post-mortem questions. Everyone, you don't do that as a group. You turn that in separately.
Okay.
Okay. Just a question, since you're changing the brain guide here presentation looks very good. The one element that you're not including on anything is the little leaf, the olive leaf. You could easily do a leaf with the page number in it and have it be smaller. So the leaf can be as big as that number on the bottom of each page, but the number inside the leaf can be a lot smaller.
Yeah, that's a pretty good idea. I like that.
Just to throw some more unifying elements into it. Okay. Great. And then obviously add to the table of contents if you're going to add your you need to add the bus logo to the table of contents. And it's not called imagery, it's called business stationery, and then the catalog. Add those pages. Instead of imagery, say maybe, or put deliverables there.
Okay.
Okay, great. Anything else that you guys have done that you want to share?
I think that's kind of everything because the brand guide was kind of like a basically like what our almost our presentation so far was with our stuff.
Yes. Yep. Okay. Hey, Elijah, really quickly, you want to tell Kathy and Sarah what our guest speaker was like on last Friday?
No, I was pretty cool because like he was really detailed about his time when he was in school and about how he transitioned and how he had personal things like how he used music and how he was able to do stuff with. I asked him about procrastination because that's one of my big problems. I thought that was a pretty cool whole thing that I liked a lot.
He was very genuine and upfront with everyone. He certainly said, if there was a problem, he certainly didn't shy away from that. He had weaknesses also that he had to overcome.
Mm.
Interesting. And he was a non-traditional student. I forgot. I did not know that when he was my student that he was 30. So he was an older student that had failed out of some other schools before he obviously got his act together and finished college. So he started older. I think that was the main. I don't think he was in the Army or anything. So we mentioned it. How'd you like his Noah? Elijah? How'd you like his portfolio? What'd you think of that?
I thought it looked pretty good. I liked. Well, the main thing I liked was the pizza stuff, but because I thought that was the most refined and elegant. But I liked seeing his stuff from school, like that. For the one for his band, he did that thing. The band was like it was called Garbage or something.
Right.
Oh.
I thought that was funny. But I liked his stuff, and I liked how he said he used memes a lot because I was like that's me. And I'm an internet man, so I like memes. So it's I enjoyed seeing his stuff because it made me feel like, oh, me being an internet person who likes games isn't so weird nowadays. Because like, I came from when I was in school, I like regular school. I had the mindset of, oh, I'm weird and different. But now that I'm like in an like art-ish program, design program, I'm like, everyone here is a nerd.
Well, and what's interesting, I felt, and I'm very glad he showed his student portfolio and then his professional portfolio. And you're right, the more recent stuff, obviously, he's gotten to be a better designer, and he was in charge of the pizza stuff as opposed to the bank stuff, where he was really just using the bank's design and he was applying it to things like deliverables. He did. I mean, did you realize the number of applications he had to do to that bank? I mean, it was billboards and truck wraps, every possible application. Emails. I had never thought about designing an email. I must say, I have never done that. But he had to design the emails that the bank sent out. I mean, it was quite magazines, brochures, pamphlets, kids stuff. It was pretty impressive, the number of applications.
Yeah, he said he had to get approval from like 20 plus people sometimes too, which I was like, I couldn't live with that. That
would drive you crazy. That would drive you crazy. But that's a bank, though. That's very corporate-y. Yeah, Kathy and Sarah, he was talking about, we even asked about the dress code. So he worked for a bank first where he had to go into the office and wear a coat and tie, and then sometimes not a tie, but a coat all the time. And then he's working for Bricks Pizza. Obviously, he can wear whatever he wants, and he works from home. And I think he lives in South Carolina, just over the border.
Wow.
Very interesting. Have I showed you guys Behance? Elijah, had you seen Behance before?
Yeah, I have an account on Behance.
Oh, you do? Okay.
Oh, boy.
Kathy, do you have a Behance account?
I know what it is.
Okay. Interesting enough, he has his professional portfolio on Behance. He has a student portfolio on there. Elijah, I mean, I will send out his name. You guys should, like his portfolio so you can look at it. One of the interesting things, Kathy and Sarah, was in his student portfolio, he had a lot of stuff, like Elijah mentioned, the Garbage band posters. But he did say, so he had, it looked like about 10 projects, campaigns in his portfolio, but only one got him the job, which is good to hear, because obviously you want different things to be in there because you just don't know what the thing is that will get you the job. Interesting. Okay. Elijah, what'd you think about all his charity work he did?
I think I remember him talking about it, but I was like at one point I was kind of half asleep. So I don't remember exactly that. I do remember I remember him talking about it. I just don't remember the details of it.
Okay. I mean, Kathy and Sarah, one of the things he did was while he worked he's had full-time jobs with two companies since he's been out of school 7 years. He has done for free, is my impression, or for a much lower price, work for charities. He designed a Greenway logo and signage. He did a kids food drive. He did.
Yeah, I remember that. I remember that now. Yeah.
The kids food drive, which he has these little characters he'd always designed, which were sort of very sketchy looking kids, which he might have done for me in illustration class. They used those for this kids food drive and put it on a truck. So he had done a lot of freelance. Noah, do you remember what he was charging for a logo?
I'm Elijah, not Noah. But
sorry. I don't know why I keep calling you Noah. Elijah, you remember what he said he charged for a logo freelance?
It was like really. You remember he said it was really cheap. I'm pretty sure.
$800 was he said the minimum.
Oh, that was I was thinking when he was sucking. I remember at one point it was like $10 or $20, and I'm like, oh wait, that's not what he meant.
No. $800 to do a logo for him. And those, I think that's what he charged. Not charities, but anyone else he did a logo for where it was a small company, $800.
I remember he said that for his friends he would charge them less. But then for people he said as a piece of advice, like anyone who you don't know, charge a lot so that they don't try to screw you.
Yep. So that's interesting. I would say a couple of years ago, I would have said the lowest you would charge would be $500. So that has obviously gone up to $800, at least for him.
Yeah, because inflation and cost of living and everything always goes up.
Yeah, things go up. Okay. So I will send out Go ahead, Kathy.
I just said you gotta love capitalism.
Oh,
capitalism. Yes. Every once in a while, it's very not to talk politics. Every once in a while, people throw out other forms of government that they think the United States is functioning under. We're a capitalist. We're a capitalist
economy.
Country. Yeah, we have some socialistic aspects, but the economy is all capitalism. I don't know where people come up with anything else.
I would definitely prefer us to be somewhere between capitalism and socialism, like a halfway. I think that would be perfect. But
we all know by the end of the day, Google, Disney, and whatever big money corporation will own our asses basically at this point.
And they already do.
They're listening to our phone calls. They're gonna come up with something. That's it. Welcome to capitalism, babies.
They already do. But then that's why we've got to have some reining in, possibly. Yes, it would be bad if we're having everything recorded, which almost we are at this point.
I love my FBI man listening.
Well, supposedly it is interesting, as this is very much off the subject of this class. I have learned that the FBI, if you're in the United States, or the CIA outside the United States, can turn on anyone's cell phone and record.
Amazing. I love that.
Not that they have to have a warrant to do it, but they can do it, which I thought was very interesting.
I'm pretty sure that was part of the Patriot Act after 9/11 that they made that a thing, and that's just never gone out of effect.
Nope. But anyway, okay. So yes, capitalism. So $800 for a logo. Just so you know, I thought that was a great talk from Chris. And so I have asked Travis Phillips, is that his name, who runs those Friday things, if he's going to have any more. There's 2 more Fridays in December. I don't know if he has another guest speaker. Kathy or Sarah, would you be interested in going to one if he's having one?
I was not interested in the last one, but I would like to go to one, yes.
I completely forgot about Fridays, to be honest.
And it is hard. It was very hard for me to get there Friday morning. Friday morning is not when I have scheduled for Rowan Cabarrus Community College. But I will ask and see, because it's 100 points, extra credit. You guys don't necessarily need it, but And Elijah, by the way, so the 100 points is showing up under your name yet, but it is not calculated in your grade yet. I have to, because it's extra credit, I have to wait until the final calculation before it will jump in there.
Okay.
So yeah, someone's already in another class said it's not in there. And I'm like, you're right, it's not in there. It's showing that you were there and showing 100 points, but I have to exclude it until I do the final calculation, which I will do December 16th.
Oh, that's when classes end, is the 16th?
December 16th. Yeah. So let me go over that really quickly. So today, the only deadlines are catch up on the past deadlines for this project. And then when we come back next Monday, we will have one more quick project. And then that will be due in 2 weeks. And then that is the end of the semester. And so we really only have 2 weeks after we get back, 2 weeks and like 2 days. But the last day of the semester is December 16th, and that's when grades are doing and everything. So,
Oh boy.
Yep, very soon. So we will have a
grateful,
short.
but yet so stressed. But let's
Yes.
go.
Yeah.
Well, I remember I saw a thing that's like, if there's for any reason that you could not have completed stuff for classes, the withdrawal date's all the way almost up to the very end.
Yes.
It's like the 15th or something. Although I don't,
I'm literally debating to do that for one of my class, design exploration.
You know, definitely before you, I didn't know that, Elijah. That's good to know. I thought the withdrawal date was already passed.
For the online, since COVID started, they changed it to be.
They changed it. Oh, interesting. Okay. Obviously, they didn't change it in a little calendar they sent me, but that's okay. Definitely before you consider, Kathy, withdrawing from this course or another course, and the three of you should not be withdrawing from this course, talk to your instructor because, you never know. You might be able to do other things like get an incomplete. If you're only missing something really short, you can get an incomplete, turn it in like the beginning of January, and then be done with it. So consider that before you just withdraw without talking to your professor.
I think one of the issues is, because I'm in that same class and I'm kind of facing that same issue, is that
our teacher's too new.
So we don't have in-person meetings in that class.
Okay.
She doesn't post announcements for when stuff is due, so we often forget that we even have that class because we got so much stuff between. I have this class, and I have a spreadsheet class, which is a very demanding, like Excel spreadsheets. And
same goes with my writing class.
So like we always forget, because we're both in that class, but then we always forget that it exists because she doesn't post announcements saying, "Oh, this is due this week," or we don't have any meetings either.
Interesting. And what is the class? What is that class?
It is design exploration.
So like also I've emailed her like 3 times at this point. I've even told Rylan that I've been emailing her and she's not been responding to me. Because back when I was having my problems with my laptop and it was not working, I was emailing her saying that I haven't been able to even work on classes. I'm trying to get caught up, and she just didn't say anything. And I've been catching up with it. I just sometimes with this class and my other classes, I just like, it just escapes my mind, especially because this past month with just how crazy it's been with the election and just the country in general. And that's personally, I find stuff that's political more important, like a lot of, not all class stuff, but it's just me personally. Since it affects my life in general outside of school, I pay a lot of attention to that. So like when it's something that's not constantly being reminded, I'm like, oh right, that's a thing that exists after it's due.
Well, can you deadlines you guys missed in that class, can you turn it in late?
I'm pretty sure we can.
Basically we can turn it in late. It's just
Okay.
that it's just really difficult to like do work for a teacher who's barely there.
Yeah, it's hard. Well, I would definitely try to email her again. Copy Ryland, Mr. Perry in, definitely. Is that when you say design exploration, is it like a thing where you are exploring different type of
basically
places you would work or that type of thing?
It's like different, like would you rather work at a design studio or in-house? And so we're like kind of like
So
look
sort
at
of
various
career.
design jobs.
So
That was our first thing, and when we started doing like a lot of personal branding stuff, and the whole thing was I had already done a lot of that,
Right.
but I couldn't obviously turn into the exact same stuff I've already done. So it's like having to do that again is like that's part of my issue was that it's really demotivating because I'm like I've already done this. I don't really feel it's necessary because I already have my own personal logo that I've used in my stuff before. I have like my own style that I use. And this is like for people who haven't done that yet. I'm like, I have.
Is this a class like you take that's supposed to sort of do some things for portfolio?
I don't think so. It's mostly just
No,
like
I
a
think it's just giving you
supplementary.
an idea where you would probably want to work at after you're done
After
with
school.
school.
Okay.
Yeah, it's design career exploration, and it's
Okay.
being taught by. Give me a good second.
It's like Jessica Smith, I think.
Yeah, Jessica Smith. She's personality, but she's too new to understand what's going on.
Sure. Which it takes a while to learn at college. Definitely. And styles. Interesting. I have a question for you guys on the Excel class. That's not an art class, right? That's like a business class.
It's like it's a little bit of that. It's one of those things that I was recommended because it helps keep track of work and it's good to know in general. Like, it's something I already did anyway. Like I had already been doing spreadsheets for not for anything business or school related. Like for video games, I would put in stuff like how to track different things in games. So I would use that, and doing the class is like that's one of the classes where I feel like I'm genuinely learning stuff. Because like when I do stuff and it comes out, I'm like, oh, that's cool.
Well, Elijah, you heard what Chris talked about Excel and how much he used it, right?
Oh yeah, like when I heard that, I was like, oh, that's good. Then I guess I'm glad I'm taking that class.
So Elijah, tell Kathy and Sarah how that Chris Montes was using Excel. It was pretty extensive.
Yeah, he said he was using it for a lot of stuff. Like he was using it to keep track of clients. I'm pretty sure he said that was the thing he did. And then he did it one of his jobs. I forget which one of the jobs it was where he had to do that all the time. Like he would go through spreadsheets and work in there. I don't remember all of exactly what he said, but I remember he talked about it a fair bit.
It was very interesting, and Excel is important. And yeah, you have to use it even if you're an artist. He in his pizza position, graphic design for Bricks Pizza, he has 27 locations.
Oh yeah,
and
you said that's a lot of locations.
It's a lot of locations. So obviously there are minor differences, he was explaining, with certain locations. So when he sends out his, for example, brand guide, he sends out the PDFs or the InDesign files or the Illustrator files in a Excel spreadsheet embedded that you can still click on, but he has it by location if it's different. So he has to do a lot of his brand guide because they're slightly different, I guess, because it's in a lot of different states and they have to change for some reason. And he didn't explain that to us, in detail, but he has some variations on things he has to do all the time. And he's using Excel to send those files to all 27 locations at once. So I thought that was very interesting that he's actually using that almost like a zip drive. So instead of having a zip drive with different folders for things, he is using an Excel spreadsheet, which you can also, put in a zip folder, but then the whole thing pops open and all the files are in that. And I thought that was quite interesting. So anyway, Excel's good, but it is I have to use Excel. It's the opposite side of your brain from the art side, whichever half that is. What is the right side of your brain is the art side. Excel is definitely left brain. It is all math and not much on the creativity side.
One thing that did frustrate me when I'm doing my Excel stuff is that when I'm in the tests, you have to do it a specific way, even if there's another way to do it. And I often do it the way that it doesn't want me to do. So it's like, you got this incorrect, even though I got the correct thing. Like I added one step extra that I usually do. And I'm like, oh no, you get the question completely wrong. And I'm like, that's annoying.
Well, and that is one of the good things about Excel is there are multiple ways to do everything. So yes, you shouldn't get taken off for that. That's but yeah, tests are hard to write. So
yeah, I think it's just based on like clicks or commands you do or whatever.
Yeah. Interesting. Okay, good. But still, I know that's very hard. So you guys have this week, no deadlines for me, but no new ones. Finish up the group project. Then try to catch up, spend some this weekend if you can, catching up on your other classes so that you don't have to withdraw, because withdrawing is a pain. And you say both Kathy and Elijah, you guys already told Mr. Perry that you're not getting a response back from that teacher?
I told Rylan, but that was a few weeks ago. That was when I was advising with him for my schedule.
Right.
So I might try to email him again saying that I've been struggling with this class and she's still not getting back to me. And
email him again. And it always helps, Elijah, if you send that email. Kathy, if you're having the same problem, if you also send Mr. Perry an email saying you're having difficulty, it's nothing like a few students saying they're having an issue to get, to make sure that Mr. Perry catches up with that instructor.
Yeah, it's like, so there are new stuff posted in the class like every week, and I'm pretty sure Rylan goes over that class with the other teacher, but I think the thing is, like, there's never announcements. Like in my spreadsheet class, there's an announcement every week saying this is what's due this week, this is what is due next week or whatever, and I'm like, well, that's good, keeps me up in track, but then this class just doesn't do that. And especially since it has no, like, if it had meetings, then that wouldn't be that necessary, but it just doesn't. And we did have meetings in the first like 5 or 6 weeks. We had meetings like we'd do those weekly meetings on Friday. Like that was part of the class where we would do that. But then they stopped sending announcements like at the beginning of October saying no more of that.
Okay. Interesting.
The first one we've had since all of them was the one with on Friday with Rick's Pizza. Him. That was the first one that was actually part of that class too. That was posted saying, I mean, it wasn't mandatory to go, but it was posted in there saying, come to this to meet this person, and that was the last announcement in there, and that was the only announcement in like a month and a half.
Well, that's interesting. So you guys like announcements better than, like, I send an email to everyone.
Email's good. We don't get that either.
You don't get my emails?
No, not from that teacher. I mean.
Oh, right. Yeah. So, but the email shows up just like an announcement, right?
Yeah, because that pings my phone. Announcements don't do that. But having email, I think the best email is good. I think the best would be both, personally. Like because some people don't check email; they just check Blackboard. While some people only check email and not Blackboard.
Sure. If I could, I might try that. My problem is if I post something twice, invariably one date is wrong. The dates don't match. You'd think I'd be able to do that. That's a tough thing. I'll have to work on that. Always seems like some date gets messed up. So yes, then that you three have not caught that. I have another student, somehow he finds whenever I, in this class, post a incorrect date because they're in the content. Sometimes I have done announcements. Sometimes I email them. So it's a lot of dates to get to match. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, okay. You guys, any questions? You guys know what you need to do by Sunday? And I will do an email and an announcement.
All right. Yeah. I'm pretty sure I got an idea of what I'm doing.
I think you guys, both of y'all's groups are in good shape. You just have a minor things to do. And then the team meeting, don't have the team meeting be longer than 15 minutes. Set it up. Don't wait for, it'd be great at least 2 of you to be on the team meeting. But if you can't get all 3 of you, then that's fine. Try to get them, but you don't have to have all 3 members. It is good for everyone. But okay.
All right.
I will talk to y'all. So we will start the new project next Monday, the Monday after Thanksgiving.
Okay.
Okay. Talk to y'all then.
I'll see you then.
Bye.